What lane is that? What lane? You talking about the soft, sweet, gentle, haunting, melting voice of golden butter? What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham. I'm your host of the Idol Breakdown. We got top 14 to go through. Let's go. First, we have Ava.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
She sings immediately after getting the news. They all do, and that feels so crazy to me. And we watch them get ready and just start. We did that too, but not that fast. That low part of her voice where she kind of is singing verses at lately is so cool, and I think that is such a strong, powerful signature thing for her that sets her apart. You always, as a performer, want to look for, what's my thing? What can I do that others can't? That's something that is totally her thing and can separate her, not just in this show, but in her career. And on top of that, she can sing. And I mean sang. She can rake a song across the coals in the best way. Perfect song for her, knocked it out of the park. She is killing this competition in every single way. Next is Christian.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye.
He sings non-diatonically so well. Here's what that means. Diatonic means notes that are in the scale that are your typical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Most melodies and songs are all in those notes. But then when you have something like Creep that has a chord that's not consisting of all of those notes, that have extra notes that are outside of that scale, it's called a non-diatonic chord. And it gives you that, ooh, that kind of feels good, that feels cool feeling. But then when a singer can sing and pick what notes highlight that non-diatonicness of that chord, that cool feeling, it's really special, and he does that really well. So here's a typical chord progression. And then the chord that they go to after that is, and that's the chord that goes, ooh, that's cool. But then Christian sings notes in that chord that are non-diatonic. He sings over them like da da da. There are notes and scales that he does so well to dance over those non-diatonic, cool, funky chords that a lot of people don't. That's why if he just focuses on songs that has a great melody with cool non-diatonic chords, it's over. He's gonna crush it every time. Great pitch, great arrangement, great runs, great everything. This is probably the best executed performance he's done. Next is Cameron. I thought he sounded awesome. He was controlled. I think it's clear that he's getting stage help. Had so much swag, and he's developing into an artist, and unfortunately, he doesn't make it through. But I thought he represented himself very well, and this was probably the best he's done. Check it out. I'm going on tour. If you're around these cities, around these dates, make sure you get your tickets. We're getting good ticket sales. I don't want you to miss out. I got a brand new song and some really sweet new equipment that I'm hyped to use. So make sure you get your tickets at clarkbeckham.com/#tour. I'll also put that in the description. Allegra Miles.
If you could see inside my mind, you'd regret what you did to me.
Who is not in the top 10. Here's why. This might sound really pompous. I think there are certain levels of musicality that certain artists might have that goes over everyone else's head. Specifically, when I say everyone else, I mean the demographic of American Idol that votes for American Idol. And that's fine. There are unbelievable artists that would go through American Idol and do terrible, would not do well. And then there are people that don't really have any future being an artist that would crush on American Idol. I just want Allegra to know that she is one of the most musical contestants that they've had on Idol in a long time, and she's absolutely crushing, and the fact that America didn't vote her into their top 10 says nothing to how wonderful she is and how wonderful she's doing. That being said, I loved her performance, and it was an original. Didn't know she wrote. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Lady K.
I bust the windows out your car, and though it didn't mend my broken heart.
Some small pitch issues here and there. She does better than she did last night, but the band seems to be driving the arrangement and she's just kind of holding on for the ride. The band actually does this a lot, and I can't decide if it's on the contestant or if it's on the band. It's probably both. The band seems really busy, line heavy, so not necessarily chords, but you can hear the band going ba 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 ba, like doing those types of things. It's really busy. There are a couple contestants that take the reins and drive that performance, and there's some that don't. I wasn't crazy about this one either, but she's still one of the most soulful singers on the show. Country Girl.
Neon singer with a jukebox title full of heartbreak.
She was fantastic. Pitch was better. Total pro. She stands out so much like that. And with the way America is treating country artists on this show, she could totally win. Katyrah performs. Unfortunately, she does not make it into the top 10, or the judges save, and we have to say goodbye to Katyrah and Cadence. I thought Cadence did well. Cadence has been a favorite. I'm recovering from a cold, so as soon as my voice gets back to 100%, I'm still planning to do a cover with her. She's so fantastic. We have to say goodbye to her too. We almost had 700 people watching the premiere, which is our biggest number ever. Let's hit that 700 number and beyond, and watch these premieres every Monday and Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Dan!
Stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose.
Oh boy, we got some country fans watching and voting on American Idol, but the dude's handling it and he's doing really well. He does what he does really well. There's a couple notes that he was missing, but he has fantastic stage presence. Looks like a pro, totally comfortable. That confidence does a lot. Leah.
So I'm here to play the game and roll the dice. I'm tossing in my coins, just name your price.
She does nothing but kill performances. I'm so happy to see that America believes in her and is voting her through. Also, the wardrobe department is killing it on all the contestants. Everyone looks so cool. I felt like in the show we needed that high energy song that she gave. It's hard to do a high energy song on Idol that stands out as a vocal performance worth noting. She did it. Didn't love the last run. I thought it was one of those climactic runs where the band cuts out or this big hit and then she does a run and she had some nice notes and then tried to do a real fast, like 5-note kind of look at me run that she didn't quite nail. I was not a fan of that one, but other than that, she was flawless. We're getting house concerts and speaking things booked and I'm hype about it. Let's keep them coming in. If you want me to speak for an event that you're doing, conferences, churches, graduation, pump up, speech, or teaching master classes on performance or music theory, or if you want to have me come do a house concert and perform in your living room or at your event, you can hit me up at clarkbeckhambooking@gmail.com.
It's not easy to know I'm not anything.
Nicolina, killing. It's a big deal that she's from Canada, has no hometown voting, and is voted into the top 10 from 20. She's very beloved, and she really has a great performance. Misses the climactic note here. There were a lot of arrangements where there were moments of, and the band kicks out and you hit this big power note or this run, and almost all the contestants missed their note. You've got to do a high percentage shot on that. It's gotta be a strong layup because the arrangement does all the fancy stuff for you. All you need to do is nail it. The level of difficulty isn't important. What's important is you knowing that you're gonna nail it. And then we have to say goodbye to Sage. Sage, you represented yourself very well. You did great. Jay.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh,
Listen, there are some people who get told that they didn't get voted into the top 10 and they look defeated and they perform defeated. Then there are some people like Jay and a few others who get told they're not in the top 10 and they're like, all right, give me the microphone. Okay, fine, bet. They rise to the occasion, they're challenged, and they go into fight mode rather than flight. Jay gives us all this intensity. I actually preferred the verses over the chorus, where he's really chewing those lines and just getting into it. I think his tone in the high notes is a little off, or it's just a little too head voice. E. And his vowels are a little weird sometimes. I'm not exactly sure what the words are that he's singing. He misses the climax run in the song too. But for the most part, he delivers and he steps up to the moment and he's performing with confidence and a vigor that is, I'm gonna get this spot. Tomorrow, Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central, we've got our official live 30-minute Q&A. Now, the only people who can ask questions are members. Everyone's invited, but if you want to be someone who actually has a question that's answered, you have to become a member. You can do so by hitting the join button below this video or clicking the link in the description. You have to be on a computer though. You'll also get access to the live stream watch party where we watch Idol together and talk during the commercial breaks about what's going on. I'm a little more forthright in those. I don't really have much of a filter there. I do, believe it or not, have a filter here. Noah.
Heart on the run, keeps her head on gun. You can't trust anyone.
This was a great performance. 90% of this was really good. Like, dude was singing. The chorus and the big notes was a little yelly and shouty and fell a little flat, but the good was really good. And we have two people that we have to say goodbye to with Jacob and Elli. Jacob was a surprise to me. I thought Jacob was gonna get saved, but he really didn't do his best on this performance. He seemed really affected by not getting voted into the top 10. And Elli, oh my gosh, she's so good. She's so good, guys. She's on a different level than almost everyone. And Lionel's thing about, oh, I'm just sorry, there's just a lot in your lane. What lane is that? What lane? You talking about the soft, sweet, gentle, haunting, melting voice of golden butter? I think she's the only one in that lane. I think she's incredibly unique and there's nobody like her on the show. I think he was just trying to say something to let everyone know, like, we're not gonna save you. She's from Nashville. I'm gonna hit her up and I wanna sing with her. I wanna write with her. I think she's so fantastic. If you like these videos, if you think they're well done, go ahead and reflect that and hit the like button if you would like to. I think the more times I say like, the more likely you are to hit the like button. You can also subscribe. Subscribe's a harder word to put into sentences. If you want to catch the random 15-minute pop-up Q&A, you're gonna have to hit the notification bell so it'll notify you when I put it. I'm not gonna announce when I'm doing it. Just gonna do it live and answer all questions. I'm an open book. It's gonna be 15 minutes long. If you want to take part in that, gotta hit the notifications bell too. Emerson voted into the top 10.
Take your eyes off of me so I can leave.
I think she's going back to her belting chest notes, just missing a little bit. What needs to happen is you can't throw those notes. So all it would take is slow, deliberate practice of delivering those notes, waiting till you're in the center of the pitch before you move on. So that looks like breaking down the notes. When you're practicing, slowly going over them, telling your brain, these are the intervals, developing that muscle memory in your vocal cords, and giving the care and time it takes to really massage those notes to where they come across in real time and full speed where they need to be. But right now they just seem a little thrown rather than placed. Next we got Mike.
I see the headlights turn, the shadows drive past.
This is another example of someone who heard they weren't voted in and they're like, that's fine, not a problem, give me the microphone. You know, Lionel said about somebody, like they performed and said, who said no? You know, that's kind of what we're getting from Mike and Jay especially. Goes back to what I said in his audition. He gives me an athlete vibe. Someone who thrives when challenged and under stress. And dude, does he crush this. He nails that climactic run, nails it. Totally drove the arrangement. He was in the driver's seat. As much as the band was doing, there was no question that this whole performance was all about Mike and he took the reins and delivered. If you want to listen to this as a podcast, you can. Click the description below or search for Idol Breakdown on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Then we have Groove Crew member Fritz.
Golden, golden, golden as I open my eyes.
Oh man, he sounds good. A high octane performance. Dude has so much confidence and swagger when he's singing now. Looking around, looks like a bona fide touring super duper successful artist right now. He's ready. Totally in control of the dynamics of the music and what the music does to people or what it needs to do. total awareness of that and control, and is masterful at this craft. Lastly, we've got Tristen.
I was born long ago. I am the chosen, I'm the one.
I didn't think he was gonna get saved, but then he takes the microphone and the guitar and crushes. By far his best performance. And what I said last night, he needs something more vocally. Not if he does that. That's his thing. There's a part of his voice that's really strong and gives you that rasp and the intensity that you want, and does not leave you wanting any more than what he already has and is supplying. He might have done so well they couldn't help but put him in. My winners of the week are country fans. Boy, all 3 country artists that we have as contestants are in. It's clear America loves their country singers, and if you're a country singer, you're in good shape. My losers are the contestants that are actually still on the show, and here's why. This starts to really hurt. I said it before, now it just gets even worse. When people go home and get cut, ouch. Heartbreaking. I had a contestant text me this morning and was like, you're not kidding about this starting to really hurt. And it's unexpected. You know everyone gets cut. You know what the show is like. You know there's only one at the very end. But still, you get so close. And then straight up, they're going home tomorrow. You're here for another month, but they're leaving. There's a true bond between those contestants. This stuff hurts. For my conspiracy theory, we don't have any. No one really had any in the comments. So blow this one up. Put your conspiracy theory in the comment about what's going on American Idol, and you can be featured on the next episode. Our viewer question we did get from Nigel Tay. Honest question. Do you still think of Kennedy after a couple of shows have passed now? Any words for her and her music based on what you've seen? Totally. I think about how much she'd be killing it right now. At the end of the day, I want what's best for each contestant or past contestant. 100% speculation that she didn't like the contract and went somewhere else with it. If that's true, I get it. The contract's not great. Typically in years past, the very first thing that the winner tries to do is get out of the contract. But if you sign with someone else, can they offer you national television exposure for like 3 months? You can get the best publicist in the world. I don't think you're gonna get this much exposure and coverage from anybody like American Idol gives you. So I hate to see her go. I get it. I think it was a mistake not knowing actually why she went or what's going on. I literally know nothing. But if it was just the contract that she was worried about and decided to try to go her own path, I think the exposure you get on American Idol makes it worth it in the end. It certainly was for me. But absolutely wish her well, and she is unbelievably talented and so young. I'm sure she's gonna do just fine. Make sure you put your question in the comments for a chance to be featured in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next week.